It seems I've been the bearer of bad news lately in terms of end of service games, mobile games in particular, that have been coming out and leaving our universe. And another game is Disgaea RPG, another game on this channel that I played for a period of time. Gotta be honest, it wasn't surprising. I'm a day one player, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. And the first day it launched, there was tons of like paid banners and paid stuff like that. So having that all shoved in your face right away is kind of a deterrent for a lot of people, including myself. I kind of stuck through it for a little while, but I mean, it was getting better when I quit. But I was like, I can't do this anymore. So let's go ahead and read this. Bold Trend Games has announced that Disgaea RPG global servers will officially shut down on May 12th, 2023. In-game purchase and registration will be closed on April 19th, and players will still be able to use nether quartzes until the game's closure. This end of service announcement only applies to the global version, so if you're still playing the JP version, you're fine. Whereas the JP version will continue. Okay? And I'm not gonna. That's just fluff. So that is from a website. But let's look at let's see if this is gonna be messed up. It's not gonna be messed up. Good. Okay. So here's actually the real official announcement. Ending service notice. Dear dudes, it is with a great sadness that we announce that the game server Disgaea RPG will be permanently shutting down from May 12th, 2023. Players will be unable to log into their accounts after that date. The in-game purchases and registration will be closed on April 19th, like we just said. Players will still be able to use nether quartz, so if you are still playing, let me know in the comment section below if you're still playing, and let me know how the game's been going, because I haven't played in quite a while now. It's been quite some time since I played. It's hard to relay that decision, but we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all of our players. Thank you for amazing support in the netherworld. And unlike Record Keeper, they didn't, shill another game to get you good to go to, at least, right? That's kind of a joke, but alright, so another game bites the dust, and it show, like, I don't know when people are going to start realizing that you can't just shove a bunch of paid stuff out there immediately as soon as the game begins and expect it to go well. You can't be greedy from the very beginning and just expect it to go well. This is a niche game, and this is from a lot of people's opinions, not just my own. I saw a lot of people saying the exact same thing. This is a very niche game title. It's a beloved title in terms of full games, but this doesn't seem to catch on for the global market. So maybe they'll find a different publisher, but I really doubt it. Why would anyone bother with this at this point on the global side? I feel like the same thing with Echoes. It's the same thing pretty much. They started right away with a bunch of predatory bundles and purchase right in front of your face to get you to start spending right away, instead of trying to build up an audience very slowly and surely, and then you'll get some people who want to start supporting the game properly and things like that. I think Last Claudia really did a good job of that. Now, I don't remember exactly back in the day, but I don't think they forced everything on you. They were doing a slow build and building up an audience and a player base, and then they started doing more expansive things in terms of banners and things like that. But I think people need to definitely take Last Claudia's approach in some aspect of making it a slow burn. You can't just go a 0 to 100 as soon as the game launches. You can't go from 0 to 1,000 or 0 to 100, whatever you want to call it. And these big wigs, I think that they're the problem. They don't really understand that we're getting more resistant to these predatory games that only want money and they barely have any gameplay. And honestly, when I was playing, this game barely had any gameplay, and honestly, a lot of it was just like the tower. I think that's what it was, right? Like some kind of tower where you climbed, and the events were okay. At the very beginning, though, and Nikkei is they had the same exact problem, where they made the first event in the entire game extremely hard, where people, unless you had pulled on the banner, on Disgaea RPG, the first banner, and you pulled pretty hard to get the really good characters, you weren't getting to the hardest part of the event right away. I think that's just a mistake. Why are you making the first event of the entire game's launch hard? It should be easy. It should be easy for everybody to do it. Free to play or, you know, paying players should be able to do the first event no problem. It shouldn't be super hard to do. So that's another thing. That's another kind of stepping stone you guys need to. If there's any, if there's any CEOs watching this video, you gotta make the games a little easy on the entry there, and then start building up eventually over the next few months when people are starting to get stronger characters, leveling them up, and things like that. Then you can start making the harder content. That can come in the next, you know, months, weeks, whatever you want to call it. But it was kind of fun because when I was streaming this game, it was pretty fun to hang out with people and discuss this game and what people are building, what's the meta at the time, what characters people are going to pull for. But it just got too much. So another game bites the dust. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that this is going to be the last video that I'm going to have to make for end of service games. At least games that I'm playing, because I'm sure there's tons of other games that are ending this year or last year that I didn't cover because I don't play them. I'm only going to be covering games that I'm playing, and I guess there's kind of like a loophole or a caveat to the Record Keeper video that I made. I didn't play it, but technically it's kind of connected to me because they mentioned it's the meme. They mentioned Final Fantasy Brave Exvius in their tweet to shuffle people over to that game. So that's the reason why I covered that game. But I did Echoes of Mana. Now Disgaea RPG. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully that is it. So with that being said, guys, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. Very sad to see this game go because I'm sure a lot of people like to play it, but it is what it is. Things come and go. This is a realization that things won't stay forever. There's a lot of games that have been over 7 years old, probably will close eventually too. It's just the reality of things. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.